Chapter 1, Goddess of Death. Overlord, the multiverse by Black_Bolt. 6.1K 9137. The feeling of floating wraps around me like a warm blanket, giving me a sense of peace I've never felt before. It's weird, but in a good way, like I'm being cradled by the universe itself. Without thinking twice, I let myself go with the flow, letting it take me wherever it wants. As I drift along, I feel all my worries melt away. It's like time doesn't matter anymore, and I'm just going with the flow of things. I can't tell if I'm dreaming or not, but for some reason, I can't bring myself to open my eyes. It's like there's something inside me telling me to stay still, to soak up every moment of this strange experience. In this suspended state, I start to feel this gentle hum all around me, like the whole world is singing a song just for me. It's kind of magical, filling me with this sense of wonder that's hard to describe. It's like I'm free from all the usual stuff that weighs me down, just drifting along without a care in the world. So, I surrender myself to the moment, letting it take me wherever it wants. Because right now, in this strange and peaceful place, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. With my memory as patchy as a quilt made by a forgetful grandma, I can't even recall my own name or where I used to live. The only thing I'm certain of is the unfortunate end I met. I was reliving on a picture of a goddess, a beautiful goddess, quite the pathetic death. I want some good ending, like Trupcoon hitting me with a selfie face. Whatever the reason for my current predicament, one thing's for certain, I'm in for one heck of a ride, Trupcoon or no Trupcoon. According to the usual script, a god should be making a grand entrance any moment now, ready to grant me whatever wish my heart desires. Yet, as I continue to drift along, no divine figure materializes before me. Instead, I'm left to ponder the mysteries of my existence in this strange limbo. Could it be that I've been overlooked by the powers that be? Or perhaps this my punishment for reliving myself to a goddess, that must be the reason for my unexpected detour from the afterlife's itinerary. With no answers forthcoming, I can't help but wonder what comes next. Do I continue to float aimlessly, forever trapped in this surreal state? Just as I'm lost in my thoughts, a sweet, honey-like voice breaks through the silence, echoing in the depths of my mind. It's a sound so enchanting, so otherworldly, that it sends shivers down my spine. You're having fun over there, aren't you, pervert? The sudden shift in tone catches me off guard, causing a jolt of confusion to surge through me. Pervert, I repeat, uncertain if I heard correctly. The voice chuckles softly, its laughter dancing on the edge of my consciousness. Yes, pervert, it repeats, teasingly. Aren't you the one jerk off with my picture, indulging in all sorts of fantasies? She appearing in front of me. She was an extremely beautiful woman, she had a big boobs, but her hair has two colors, one side is black while other side is white. And she has scarlet eyes which was looking at me like how a hunter looked at a prey. I am sorry for that, but you did kill me for that, didn't you? I don't know for sure if she is the one who killed me, but my super duper ultra intelligent Mickey Mouse brain tells me, she might the one, who cock-blocked me to death. No need to apologize, my dear, she says, her tone gentle yet teasing. We all have our moments of weakness, especially in times of uncertainty. Besides, a little self-indulgence never hurt anyone, she said, without confirming whether or not she is the one who killed me. So care to tell me, why I am here? Am I going to hell for masturbating? I said, what kind of hell would be that? I wonder, the 69th level of hell, where sperm would torture the masturbator. Nothing like your imagination, pervert. And 69th level of hell, what's that? She said with a laugh. Then why am I here? I press, my voice tinged with curiosity. You court death, and I accepted your proposal, she said with a charming smile. I don't remember courting anyone, especially death. Suddenly, like puzzle pieces slowly falling into place, I figured out what it is. You are death, right? And I masturbated to death, I said. Oh god, out of all possible things, I had to use death as the material for masturbating. What are the changes? Bingo, she said. You see, I spread a normal picture of myself to multiverse to find a partner for myself. As I am death, everybody is afraid to even look at my picture, but you, my dear, is something else. Should I be proud of that or should I be ashamed? What can I say? I am a daredevil, I said. If I had a legs it would be trembling right now. Yes, that you are, she said. So can you tell me, what should I do now? I asked. If she had accepted my proposal, then that means we are up to some hot steamy action, right? According to Hentel logic, that is the right thing to do. As if hearing my inner voice, which she did, she replied. If that's what you want, then that's what you will get, she said as the scenery around us changed. For some reason, I get the feeling that she was waiting for me to ask her that. Tilde. Hello, Black here, I am just here to tell you something about the FF. My first language is not English, so there would be some spelling mistakes and such, and this not a serious FF, and you will enjoy this if you turn your common sense off. Chapter 2, Death First Time. Overlord, the multiverse by Black_Bolt. 4.8K 8122. If that's what you want, then that's what you will get, she said as the scenery around us changed. I am now at a beautifully decorated bedroom. The room is bathed in a soft, ethereal glow, casting a warm and inviting aura over everything it touches. I glance around in awe, taking in every detail of the luxurious surroundings. The walls are adorned with intricate tapestries and paintings, each one telling its own story of love and longing. A plush, oversized bed dominates the center of the room, its soft linens beckoning me closer with promises of comfort and intimacy. Before I can fully comprehend my surroundings, death appears before me, her form shimmering with an otherworldly radiance. For your knowledge, I have no experience in sex, so I will leave at your hands of expertise to make me feel good. Hearing this, a grin crept onto my face, soon stretching from one side to the other. It was creepy enough to make a death flinch on her seat. I approached her and guided her to bed and let her sit in my lap. Naturally, her butt come in contact with my dick. Hey, Death, can I ask you something? I whisper slowly in her ears. Anything. Don't you consider the possibility that I am cheating with you emotions to escape? I asked. No. Why? Because I know you and I observe you life, your pain, and do you really think anyone can cheat death? She said with her smile. Looking at her smile, only one thought came to mind. Beautiful. Her mature oval face, milky white cheeks glowing with a hue of red and her beautiful scarlet irises with crimson pupils took my breath away. Yep, she is really a goddess, all right. Even her body scent is arousing. Thanks. As if unable to bear my passionate gaze, she shut her eyes. This time her embarrassment was genuine. My arm slid over her pants from the front. Her body trembled as her eyelashes fluttered, but she doesn't refuse my advance but she closed her eyes as if enjoying the moment. It didn't stop me from closing the gap and kissing her pure, rosy lips. Death squirmed around in my arms so my grip around her waist tightened while her soft marshmallows squashed against my chest. My lips sucked her soft as cotton lips, tinged with the flavor of divine liquor mixed in with her sweet saliva. Sweeter than honey. Her body loosened as her resistance grew weaker under the kiss. Supporting her back with my left hand, the other hand touched her breast. Her mouth slightly opened, while her eyes shot open for a bare moment. I didn't miss the opportunity and invaded her little mouth with my tongue. As my tongue coiled around her, we tasted each other's saliva. Suddenly, the cloth around her disappeared, letting my fingers dig into the flesh of her breast. Amazing. Brimming with softness like silk, her boobs were just perfect for touching. With my thumb and index finger, I pinched the erect tip. Tilda. A cute yelp resonated in my surroundings. I took back my lips and stared in surprise. The room had turned pink with hues of red while red roses bloomed on the bed around me. Did you do this? I asked the death breathing heavily on my lap. It's being affected, Tilda from my powers. She moaned in between her words since my hand was playing with her bare breast and rosy pink nipple. Her body sure is a work of art. She waved her hand and the next second all the abnormality vanished. Small gusts of wind hit my skin, and my cock was touching something smooth. So I'm also naked now. I let her lay on the bed and leaned my body over the death whose eyes were spinning. A chuckle escaped my lips as I gave a quick peck on her lips. Hey, at least look at the face of the man who was about to pop your cherry. Her eyes stopped spinning and fixed at me. It's better like this, I'll be sure to treat you gently. I whispered and maintained contact with her eyes, my lips touched her cheeks. Moving further down, leaving left a long line of hickeys on her innocent neck, my face stopped near her opi. I gulped before sticking out my tongue to roll around her nipple. My left hand squeezed her other breast. Her legs squirmed around as her hands grabbed my head. Her endearing moans just made me want to take her right here but I won't. I don't want to scar her heart from my lust. In the end, she was still a virgin. Right this moment, she wasn't the almighty goddess, she was just a woman, my woman. My own MILF, hee. Her hands began stroking my hair as if she read my thoughts. Pervert, I did read your thoughts. I cocked my head up and witnessed the most beautiful smile on her face. I am a gentleman pervert, all right. She released a heated sigh and continued stroking my hair. I shook my head and returned to tasting her delicious boobs, squeezing them to my own desires. I can never get enough of this. Reluctantly moving down to her waist, I slid my finger across the squishy soft skin. The line of hickeys marked my territory until her lower lips came into view. The flower garden encompassing the dream of all Oedipus. A soft smell wafted from her smooth slit. I teasingly blew on her outer lips and almost immediately, her whole body shuddered and a barely audible moan left her mouth. Her lovely reaction only stimulated me more, so in return, I leaned closer and kissed her lower lips. Tilda. With her moans filled with pleasure in the background, my tongue invaded the narrow crevice. It took a moment for me to realize her love juice tasted similar to that fucking liquor. Is her whole body made of that? No wonder she is so sweet, I mused as my tongue kept pushing deeper and deeper while my thumb and index finger stimulated her clitoris. Her aroused pussy began to exude even more love juices. And it didn't take long for her pleasure to reach a peak as her body began twitching. Her legs closed on their own while her hands buried me into her pussy. Tilda. A moment later, a surge of fragrant liquid hit my face. As the burst stopped, her legs around me loosened. Although a portion of her face was hidden by the twin peaks heaving furiously, her expression managed to enter my vision. Her eyes rolled backward while her tongue peeked out of her mouth as she gasped for air reminded me of the legendary Ahegao. Tilda. Chapter 3, Death First Time 1. Overlord, The Multiverse by Black_Bolt. 3.9k 6113. Admiring her enamored expression, I got up on my knees and waited for her to regain her senses. My cock throbbed with impatience. Fortunately, her eyes gained clarity quickly as she stared at me. I'm ready, she said and snapped her fingers. The lights in the room vanished and faint moonlight poured through the window, shrouding the room in romantic vibes. Her body glowed with an almost ethereal appearance. I couldn't help but puff my chest a bit. Who else could ever hope to become a death's partner? Although I did think about me being some god's reincarnation bullshit, I shrugged off that thought. Who cares about that anyway? Even if I was a god, it must be something related to lust and love. Thinking about some random unwarranted foreshadowing, I grabbed her knees to spread them and rubbed my cock on her entrance. While my cock teased her virgin pussy, her beautiful eyes fixed at my cock with eyes wide as saucers. It was to be expected since its size was slightly out of the norm. After lubricating enough, I used my left hand to support myself over her body while my other hand positioned my cock in front of her entrance. Her slightly opened mouth showed her nervousness. It'll hurt a bit, okay. She silently nodded her head, and I moved my hip. The crown slowly pushed its way inside her slit and penetrated her hole. Her face immediately winced, her eyes shut tight. Even with all preparations, it was hard to enter her small hole moist with her love juices. As I thought, fingering her to oblivion was the way to go. Frankly, I was nervous as I am taking the virginity of a goddess. Still, believing in a goddess's endurance, I put more weight on my hips. The further my cock traveled, the more her heated walls clamped around it. I stopped myself short and kissed away the tears spilling from her eyes. This young master really hates when his woman cries. Actually, she was not crying because of pain, instead it was because of happiness. Her slender hands coiled around my chest and forced me even closer. Her voluptuous boobs pressed against my chest. Dear, just do it. I can endure it, she whispered. I nodded and pushed my hips. The crazy tightness made me groan. A few pecks on her neck relaxed her muscles. My cock easily stretched her walls and stopped at the layer of flesh that should be her hymen. Instead of going deeper, I pulled back and thrust again. Tilda. Her moans were of ecstasy, letting me sigh in relief. I planted a kiss on her lips and unhurriedly began pounding the tightest pussy I ever came across. Just move, it feels good, Tilda. It seemed she too was feeling the pleasure. As I pounded her pussy, the juice around my cock increased while making my movement even easier and more pleasurable. She moaned as her nails pierced the skin of my back. I gave her a gentle kiss. After a few seconds, her grip around my back loosened, and instantly, the pain on my back faded as if the wounds healed. I took back my lips and smiled. Her eyes, carrying a gentle with a beautiful smile, softened my heart. From her reactions, I could bet her body was feeling the pain similar to a mortal. Yet she endured. This woman. She nodded as her lips formed a breathtaking smile that wilted away at my already broken defense. I also nodded. No words were needed to convey the emotions in our hearts. Her legs intertwined around my waist. Taking that as a hint, I began to move my hips again, occasionally hitting her weak spots. The cycle of giving love to death while receiving her affection under the moonlight lasted for what felt like minutes. Then the heat in my cock rose to another level. My thrusts sped up on instincts while rough breaths escaped my lips. Finally unable to endure, I put my all into one last stroke and pierced the depth of her pussy. My balls smacked the bridge between her twitching pussy and cute asshole. I groaned and emptied the load into her womb. Almost instantly, her insides twitched and a burst of liquid splashed the head buried in her pussy while her back arched upward. Will she get pregnant? I asked myself and took several deep breaths in a row. My pounding heart became calm. Contrarily, my cock buried in the depths of her pussy became rock hard, as if proclaiming the desire to fight another battle. Death's body under me was twitching, so I brushed her silky hair with the right hand until she recovered from the long and mind-numbing orgasm. Her eyes locked with mine for a moment before her expression turned dear. From dear, I mean the affectionate look on her usual face. I felt like she may be the one for me, a good partner who would support me with her everything as long as I loved her. She had this motherly vibes about her. Her legs wrapped around my waist loosened a tad. She tilted her head with a soft smile. Can I get it, more? The deadly gesture evoked a desire to just shower her in kisses. I did so before beginning another session of looting the lovable death. Tilda. Chapter 4, Death is into polygamy. Overlord, the multiverse by Black_Bolt. 3.4K 8102. As my eyes flutter open, the first thing I notice is the softness and weight of someone lying on my chest. My heart skips a beat as I realize that death herself is nestled against me, her presence both comforting and exhilarating. I take a moment to savor the intimacy of the moment, relishing the warmth of her body pressed against mine. Her steady breaths mingle with my own, creating a rhythm that seems to echo the beat of the universe itself. With a gentle touch, I brush a strand of hair away from her face, marveling at the delicate features that seem to defy the passage of time. In this moment, she is not death incarnate, but a being of boundless beauty and grace, captivating in her simplicity. The sex just different. Still, I believe in the supremacy of MILFs. As Death's eyelashes flutter and her eyes open, a sense of uncertainty washes over me. Her hesitation is clear, casting a shadow over the peaceful moment we share. I watch her closely, waiting for her to say something, anything to break the silence. But instead, she offers only a delicate smile, her lips curving upwards in a way that doesn't quite match the unease I sense in her gaze. Is she going to send me away? I have no choice but to go with that route, she confirms, her words landing like a ton of bricks on my already bruised ego. As her warm sigh tickles my bare chest, I can't help but feel like I've just been served divorce papers before even getting to the honeymoon phase. Why, I mutter softly, the weight of her decision hanging over us like a rain cloud on a wedding day. Seriously, did I accidentally check the rush into marriage and then regret it immediately box on some cosmic form? No, it is not. This body is not my original one. I made it because with your current power, you would have died before you stepped anywhere near me. So if you wish to stay with me then you need to become stronger. As her words sink in, I can't help but feel like I've stumbled into some cosmic superhero training montage. Wait, so you're saying this body is like a rental car? You made it just so I wouldn't croak in your presence. I blurt out, the absurdity of the situation hitting me like a ton of bricks. Death nods, her expression serious despite the ridiculousness of it all. Exactly, she confirms. I couldn't have my potential partner dropping dead before our first date, now could I? I can't help but chuckle at the mental image of me keeling over at the sight of death in her true form. Fair point, I concede, trying to wrap my head around the idea of death playing cosmic matchmaker. But how am I supposed to get stronger? I ask, skepticism lacing my tone. Do I need to hit the gym, start drinking protein shakes, or is there some kind of superhero training camp for mortals? Death's lips twitch in amusement at my questions. Oh, there are many paths to strength, she replies cryptically. You have been granted a rare opportunity to travel through different worlds. As Death's words sink in, a mischievous grin spreads across my face. Different worlds, you say? I echo, a sense of excitement building within me. Now that sounds like my kind of training montage. Move over, protein shakes, it's time for some interdimensional adventures. But before I can delve further into the possibilities of traversing multiple realms, Death throws me for a loop with her unexpected question about collecting women. My eyebrows shoot up in surprise, followed by a burst of laughter at the sheer audacity of her suggestion. You want me to collect women? I repeat, amusement evident in my voice as I try to wrap my head around the idea. Well, I must say, Death, you've certainly caught me off guard with that one. Who knew you were into polygamy? As I tease her, a part of me can't help but wonder what it would be like to have a harem of hot girls at my beck and call. After all, who wouldn't want to live out their wildest anime fantasies? But as tempting as the idea may be, I know that my heart belongs to Death, and Death alone. As much as the idea of a harem intrigues me, I continue, my tone playful yet sincere, I think I'll stick with just one woman for now. Besides, you're more than enough to handle on your own, Death. I became too attached to her in just one day. It was weird for someone who pursued more one-night stands than serious relationships. Her eyes kept staring ceaselessly. Moments later, her brows formed a frown. However, I didn't flinch or took my words back, as if the man who made Death climax would falter before a stare. As her eyes bore into mine, I try my best to maintain my composure, but her persistent stare feels like a spotlight shining on my crumbling resolve. Even if the women are from anime worlds, she says, her tone as serious as a heart attack. Crack. I can practically hear the imaginary sound of my determination breaking apart like a cheap dollar store vase. From any anime and series you like, she adds, her words landing like a sucker punch to what little willpower I have left. Shatter. Well, there goes my resolve, shattered into a million pieces like a mirror hit with a wrecking ball. Who am I kidding? A chance to collect waifus from my favorite anime series. Sign me up. A grin spreads across my face, a mix of excitement and disbelief making me feel like a kid in a candy store. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I blurt out, unable to contain my enthusiasm. Let's go on a quest to gather waifus like they're rare Pokemon. Tilde. Give me your opinion and criticism about the chapter. I can only improve my story. You point out what is wrong and what is needed to change. Chapter 5, Earth 2126. Overlord, the multiverse by Black_Bolt. 3.2K 7100. A grin spreads across my face, a mix of excitement and disbelief making me feel like a kid in a candy store. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I blurt out, unable to contain my enthusiasm. Let's go on a quest to gather waifus like they're rare Pokemon. Before that, tell me which world you'd like to start from, Death asks, her tone as calm as a cucumber in a salad bowl. I pause for a moment, considering the endless possibilities. Tough choice, I mull over, tapping my chin like a cartoon character deep in thought. But if I had to pick just one to start with. Suddenly, it hits me like a bolt of lightning. Then I want to go to the Overlord universe, then like canon I transfer to New World. I suggest eagerly, a grin spreading across my face. Death's eyebrows raise in surprise at my suggestion, but she quickly recovers with a nod of approval. Ah, an interesting choice, she comments, her tone carrying a hint of intrigue. The world of Overlord certainly offers its fair share of unique characters and challenges. I nod enthusiastically, excitement bubbling up within me like a cauldron of potion in a fantasy RPG. Exactly, I exclaim, unable to contain my enthusiasm. Plus, who wouldn't want to rub elbows with some powerful sorcerers, fearsome dragons, and maybe even a few adorable succubus and vampire girls? Death chuckles softly, her eyes twinkling with amusement. You've got quite the imagination, she remarks, her smile widening. But you're right, the world of Overlord is filled with endless possibilities, and with you leveling up through an RPG system. After the game become reality, not only you become stronger, you will also get loyal subordinates, and there's practically no danger to your life. Now that you have chosen your primary world, what type of background you need in that world? Earth 2126. As I am going to play Yggdrasil, I need a lot of money, so make me rich. I said. Death nods in understanding. Alright, then what's your next wish? Make me an orphan. Death raises an eyebrow at my request, her expression thoughtful. An orphan with a lot of money, she muses, considering the implications of such a combination. I nod eagerly, my excitement growing at the prospect of being both wealthy and independent. Exactly, I exclaim, unable to contain my enthusiasm. As an orphan, I'll have the freedom to pursue my own path and make my own decisions, while my wealth will provide me with the means to achieve my goals and live a comfortable life. Consider it done, Death says with a nod, her smile resembling that of a mischievous cat who just found a mouse. And from my side, I will give you a system, she continues, her eyes gleaming with a newfound intensity. A system that will allow you to traverse the multiverse with ease. And keep in mind that your system will be at its minimum in Earth 2126 and only fully activate after you arrive in the new world, Death adds with a knowing smile, her eyes sparkling with mischief. I nod, absorbing her words with a mix of anticipation and curiosity. Got it. Death's smile widens, as if she knows the adventures that lie ahead. So, are you ready to embark on this grand adventure? She asks, her voice tinged with excitement. I grin, feeling a surge of adrenaline coursing through my veins. Absolutely, I exclaim, eager to dive headfirst into the unknown. Let's fire up that system and start exploring the multiverse. Who knows what wonders and wacky adventures we'll encounter along the way. Year 2126, Japan. In the year 2126, our once beloved Earth had become a dumpster fire of epic proportions. Picture this, instead of serene landscapes, we had corporate concrete jungles and industrial wastelands. The sky, more like a perpetual smokescreen, with the sun popping in like it's playing hide and seek. Our oceans, let's just say they went from vibrant blue to toxic green, a real-life horror show. And as for that beautiful blue sky everyone used to wax poetic about. Yeah, good luck finding it under the thick blanket of toxic fog. But hey, who needs fresh air and clear skies when you've got virtual reality, right? Oh, the joy